Well, I got out of bed and said, what will I do with my day? I looked at my watch and said, don't let this day get away. With the guitar ringing, my voice singing, I knew my day was okay. And that's why I played. My grandmother gave me her love and a harmony guitar. She said you need something in life to express who you are. And she always insisted, if you keep listening, music sounds different each day. And that's why you play. I like the feeling I get lost in a song. I like the feeling my friends playing along on a song that I wrote just today. That's why I play. My job in life is making songs up out of the air. It ain't really hard, it's like putting roller skates on a bear. You just do it and do it, do it and do it, and soon the old bear skates away. That's why you play. And I like the feeling I get lost in a song. I like the feeling my friends singing along on a song that I wrote just today. That's why I play. Okay. Well, my grandmother told me just before she passed away, if you're gonna go gigging, son, make sure that you always get paid. Well, now I believe music is free, the traveling is why we get paid. That's why we play. I like the feeling I get lost in a song. I like the feeling my friends playing along on a song that I wrote just today. That's why we play. Yeah, that's why we play. That's why we play. Well, I always thought that I might live out in California, where the weather's great and the sun shines all the time. Probably live somewhere north of San Francisco, in the redwoods where they make the wine. I was headed that way once when I stopped off in Austin to see an old friend from long ago. One night at a party, I met her and I knew that she's the one who's going to lead me home. And I fell in love with a girl born and raised in Texas. She stole my heart, I lost my rambling ways. And the years flew by so quickly, raising up the family, Where you fall in love is where you stay. And I always thought that I might live up in Colorado, where the snow stays on the peaks all summer long, and I'd river raft the canyons, I'd fly fish roaring fork by a campfire, sing some cowboy song. But I fell in love with a girl born and raised in Texas. Stole my heart and I lost my rambling way. The years flew by so quickly, raising up the family. Where you fall in love, that's where you stay. And you know I'm not complaining, our life has been so special. Texas has been everything I'd hoped. But every now and then I think what might have been if life had pulled me down a different road. I'm still dreaming about the mountains, about the rivers and the ocean, the way the waves pound down around Big Sur. Makes me wonder why I don't already live there. I ain't going nowhere without her. 'Cause I fell in love with a girl born and raised in Texas. She stole my heart, I lost my rambling ways. And the years flew by so quickly, raising up the family. Where you fall in love, that's where you stay. And I always thought that I might live out in California. I don't want to lose your love, babe. I thought I saw it slipping away. Let me sing you reasons why you ought to stay. I want you, I need you, and to tell the truth, everything I do in life, I do because of you. When I met you, babe, I was adrift without a plan. Now I'm living proof when a woman loves a man, how it changes each other, 'cause that's what lovers do. And everything I do, babe, I do because of you. We've been lovers over half our lives. True love and music are the ties that bind us. So here's a new song, I wrote it just to sing to you. Everything I do now, I do because of you. enough of that. Well, I was in the bottle, but that's all in the past. Brighter days are coming, I want to share them with you. 'Cause everything I do now, I do because of you. We've been married over half our lives. True love and music are the ties that bind us. So here's a new song, one I wrote to sing to you. 'Cause everything I do now, I do because of you. And it's all because of you. My favorite picture of you is one where you're staring straight into the lens. It's a Polaroid shot someone took on the spot, no beginning, no end. Moment in time, you can't have it back. You never left, but your bags were packed just in case. My favorite picture of you is worn and it's tattered and pinned to my wall. You were so angry then, it's hard to believe we were lovers at all. A fire in your eyes, hearts on your sleeve, curse on your lips, but all I could see was beautiful. My favorite picture of you is one where your wings are showing. Your arms are crossed, your fists are clenched, gone but not going. So stand up, angel, won't back down. Nobody's fool, nobody's clown, smarter than that. My favorite picture of you is one where it hasn't quite rained yet. But as I recall, there came a summer squall, you got soaking wet. 1,000 words in the blink of an eye, the camera loves you, so do I. Click. My favorite picture of you is one where you're staring straight into the lens. Well, there's something about a boat sitting on the sea. It's out there in the wind, it's floating on free. It can take you around the world or bring you back home. Something about a boat gives a man hope. Ain't it funny how something seems like nothing at all? Take this big old world and make it feel real small. You'll see windows where once there were walls. When you make something out of nothing at all. Now there's something about the guitar and the way it still rings after all the smoky bars and the busted strings. Played a million songs and broke a lot of hearts, led to some scars with this old guitar. Ain't it funny how something seems like nothing at all can take this big old world and make it feel real small. You'd see windows where there were walls. When you make something out of nothing at all. Oh yeah. Now there's something about a dog sitting by your side. You had a bad day, he don't run and hide. He's wagging his tail, he's grinning that grin. Something about a dog makes my best friend. Ain't it funny how something seems like nothing at all? Take this big old world and make it feel real small. You'll see windows where there were walls. When you make something out of nothing at all. Ain't it funny how something seems like nothing at all? It takes this big old world and make it feel real small. See windows where there were walls. When you make something out of nothing at all. Yeah, there's something about a dog and an old guitar. Something about a boat gives a man hope. How I tried not to hide our goodbye and see you cry, but it had to be. But what we've had, good and bad, shouldn't make us sad, but only glad. All that love was free. Now count the times I spoke the lines. I love you, love you. I like to say in every way how much your love made me want to stay. and I thought I might. But rambling on has been the song I've sang so long I must go on. Wouldn't work this time. That's been my crime. Always moving down the line. So long, so long, so long. And I'll curse my fate again. This blind man's bluff I play again. I know someday I will stay. Before the time, my parting line is not goodbye, but simply I'll keep you in my heart. For there we know love can grow, not turn cold like before. We made that spark. One thing is true, my love for you won't die, won't die, won't die. I'll curse my fate again. This blind man's bluff I play again. I know someday I will stay. Before the time, my parting line is not goodbye, but simply I'll keep you in my heart. For there we know love can grow. It won't turn cold like before. We made the spark. One thing is true, my love for you won't die, won't die, won't die. Never was a bad man in the movies who could lie and cheat like Honest Sam. From the card games down at Louis, take the pay from the working man. So lay your cards on the table, and everybody show your hand. Fall again, you said I'd loser. Fall again by Honest Sam. Once there came a simple stranger, caught Sam cheating, words were said. Sam just winked at Joe the Straggler. Joe, he shot that stranger dead. So lay your cards on the table, and everybody show your hand. Fall again, you sad-eyed loser. Fall again by honest Sam. Now Sam, he lives in a golden tower, and he flies his plane across the sky. Well, if the devil's paid his ransom, well, he surely paid for you and I. So lay your cards on the table, and everybody show your hand. Fall again, you sad-eyed loser. Fall again by honest Sam. My name is Juanjo de Castro. My daddy's a Spanish grandee. I won my wife in a card game. The hell with the lords of the sea. In my youth I had a Monterey homestead. Creeks, valleys, rivers, all mine. And I built me a snug little shanty, and I roofed it and floored it with pine. And I had me a swift little buckskin, like a bird how he flew o'er the trail. When I rode him to a hole on each Friday, pick up my grub and the mail. Well, I got in a card game at Hold On with a greasy old outlaw named Juan. And after I'd taken all his money, I staked it on his daughter Dawn. I picked up the ace, I had won her, my heart which was down at my feet jumped up to my throat in a hurry. Like a warm summer's day, she was sweet. He kicked open the door to the kitchen, and he called to the girl with a curse. Said, take your goddamn her, you won her. She's yours now for better or worse. With her arms held tightly around me, we rode through the hills down the coast, where she soon loved my orchards and my valleys, but I knew that she loved me the most. And that was a gay, happy winter, as I carved on her cradle of pine. And I sat by the fire each evening and sang to that young wife of mine. One night I got hurt in a landslide, crushed hip, twice broken bone. saddled our pony like lightning, rode off of the dock and hold on. Well, the lion screamed in the barrancas, the pony fell back on the slide. My young life lay dead in the moonlight, my heart died that night with my bride. They buried her up in the orchard, they carried me back to hold on. I've lost my Chiquita Nino, I'm a broken old man all alone. The cabin still stands on the hillside, the door's wide open to the rain. I've lost everything that I lived for, I'll never go back there again. 'Cause the South Coast, a wild coast is lonely, you may win at the game that's so long, but the lion still rules their barrancas, and a man there is always alone. A man there is always alone. Well, it rained all morning on the windowsill, I sat and watched him play guitar until my thoughts all came as clear as the rain. Well, I gave up drinking 'cause one's too much, and then the bottles, they don't hold enough. It's hard to explain, they just slide down like rain. And it took me years to give it up, but I felt I might lose her love or myself as well. Well, I grew up drinking in a railroad town, the trains all left and the yards shut down, bars remained, the men all sat and drank. And then I played in bands and bars, accumulating body shots and scars. Way of life, sat and drank all night. Took me years to give it up, but I felt I might lose her love or myself as well. I was living a wino's dream, drowning in a whiskey stream. Perfect life for a guy like me, kind of life people pay to see. Be that free. But it seems all alkies all like to swim, stay wet on the outside and dry within. So I jumped right in, went for a rainy swim. One with my thoughts and counting strokes, lost in the rhythm and the weightless flow, like a kid again, playing in the rain. And the hardest thing a man can do is look inside and see the truth about himself. Well, it rained all morning on the windowsill. I sat and watched him play guitar until my thoughts all came as clear as the rain. When I was a lad, Old Shep was a pup. Over fields and meadows we'd stray, a boy and a doggy, how happy we were as we grew up together that way. I remember the time at the old swimming hole when I would have drowned beyond doubt. Sheppy was there and he jumped right in. Like a good dog, well, he pulled me out. Yeah, I had a little dog named Tippy, and then we had the same thing. And he went blind. My grandfather said we better get a bag and put something in there to put him to sleep before he gets run over. Now old Shep, he's gone where the good doggies go, and no more with old Shep will I roam. If dogs have a heaven, and I'm sure that there's one, then old Shep has a wonderful home. Well, an old love paid a visit in a restless dream one night. So reel it when she whispered, "Are you happy with your life?" I remembered that I'd loved her then, a long, long time ago, when I thought there was more to life than old New Mexico. Brought to mind those moonless nights underneath the stars, with friends around a pinyon fire would sing and play guitars, as we listened to the spirit winds and the songs of the Navajo. Our lives were so enchanted then with old New Mexico. I'd made plans to see this world, it was time for me to go. I told her I had dreams that said my fate lies down that road. She said your fate is what you make of choices as you go. You just want more than life can give in old New Mexico. I left the circle of my friends, make it on my own. Like a snake that sheds its skin, on the road I felt reborn. Something's lost and something's gained with every step you go. But that's the price you pay to ride out of old New Mexico. When I awoke the next morning, I was exhausted by that dream. Wondered if our lives weren't spent between dreams and memories. Well, I went in search of wisdom from a wise old Navajo. We talked and watched the sun go down over old New Mexico. Our lives are stories that you tell, half remembered at the end. Mother Earth is all that stays behind when all you do is gone with the wind. There's a wind that blows the clouds around. There's a wind the eagle rides. There's the winds that blow the trees and leaves the dust up in your eyes. There's the winds we call blue northers that cut you to the bone, blow away all memories of old